Wednesday finally gave us the kind of decisive move this market had been threatening for days, and it was not pretty for bulls. Yesterday's hesitation at resistance turned into a real rejection, while hot PPI, a steady Fed, and surging oil all piled onto an already fragile tape. You're tuned into the Stock Market Summary series, and we're going to break this all down and get into what we're seeing. If you're new here, welcome. Please note that none of this is buying or selling advice. We're just calling what we see happening in the charts as things develop.
Yeah, the numbers across the board today just paint this really stark picture of a structural breakdown. Like the selling wasn't isolated at all. It was everywhere.
Right. Let's put some hard numbers there real quick. SPY fell 1.4%. The QQQ lost 1.39%. DIA dropped 1.68%. And IWM slid 1.61%.
Wow, yeah.
And, the Dow actually lost its 200-day moving average, which is just a huge psychological floor. Plus, the QQQ hit that downward resistance we've been tracking and just, bounced right off.
Exactly. Right after that doji we mentioned yesterday, right, where opening and closing prices are basically identical. It shows total indecision. But today, the market definitely made a decision. It chose down.
Definitely chose down.
But look at where the NASDAQ is right now. It's clinging to this fresh support trend line from last November to mid-March 2026, sitting just above its 200-day moving average. It's really the last line of defense before a much deeper fall.
It's like a coiled spring.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about record compression on the charts, but mechanically, imagine a pressure cooker that's just finally blowing its lid.
That's a great way to put it. And, it takes a catalyst to snap a spring like that. Today's macro data delivered a pretty brutal one.
You talk about the PPI.
Yeah, the producer price index came in blazing hot at 0.7% for February. The street was only expecting 0.3%.
Wow, it's a massive beat.
It is. And when producers pay more for raw materials, they pass those costs right to consumers. So the Fed sees that, realizes inflation isn't dead, and just holds rates steady at 3.50 to 3.75%.
Right, and projecting only one cut for all of 2026. That refusal just acts like a giant vacuum for market liquidity. I mean, why risk capital and equities if borrowing costs are going to stay high? Plus, we have this massive energy shock complicating things.
Oh yeah, Brent crude shooting past $107 today.
Exactly. Right after conflict hit Iranian energy infrastructure. I mean, a spike in oil makes the Fed's dual mandate nearly impossible. Hey, don't forget, if you've got a stock you're watching or question about the markets, let us know in the comments. We want to know what you're tracking to make these videos more relevant if possible, and we'll do our best to talk about what we see in a future episode. And as always, drop a like if you appreciate these market summaries, and click subscribe too so you can stay updated.
Yeah, and when that liquidity vacuum turns on, it really spares almost nothing. We saw serious risk-off cross-asset dumping today.
Even in crypto?
Oh, big time. Bitcoin dropped 3.75%. It spectacularly failed that double top raid from earlier in the week. And even the safe havens got hammered.
Wait, really? Gold and silver dropped?
Yeah. Gold fell 3.16% and silver dropped 4.13%. Both of them just broke right through their critical support trend lines simultaneously.
Okay, but let me challenge you on this. You're talking about drawing lines on a chart, right? Support levels, trend lines. But when Brent crude is spiking because of actual conflict taking offline energy infrastructure, do institutional algos really care about a trend line from last November? Look at SMCI today. It broke its symmetrical triangle and fell off a cliff. With macro news this heavy, how do you not just panic sell?
Well, that's a fair question, but structure actually matters more when the news is chaotic. Headlines are designed to make you emotional, but the charts show you where the actual money is moving.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right. Like when SMCI breaks that triangle, that break is the market tipping its hand. Institutions use these exact main and minor trend lines to program their algorithms and define risk to the penny. We actually teach these specific setups in depth inside Grok Trade's mentorship program. Because understanding that structure is how you set proper stop losses and avoid those emotional exits when the market throws a tantrum.
So it's about trusting the mechanics over the panic.
Always. Which leaves us with a really critical question moving forward. If this pent-up market compression releases fully to the downside, will bulls step up to defend the line, or will a broader liquidity drain begin?
Have a great rest of the day, and we'll catch you in tomorrow's market summary.